Who's going fishing Sunday?
I am. Let's go.
Let's go.
I am.
I'm in.
What? Wait. Can you put that cat down?
Yeah. The cat's in.
I was trying to be a Bond villain. I apologize.
Yeah. It's warm by this fire, Buck.
We're not even in the fire. We need to jump in the current.
We got to cool off in the current.
I just want everyone to know, I mean, we say it all the time. You have 7 best friends when you tune into us every week.
And it's wild because we used to say that, but now it's so real.
And it was just a real existential morning, guys.
Got all existential.
Did you short drift them?
Well,
That's a yes.
that's what the Canadians say.
No bueno.
No bueno. If there is a traditional Canadian saying, no bueno, it's
And we are back. Woo! You are listening to the Rut and River Pursuit podcast, your home of all things epic in the outdoors. We're sitting here. We're in the current. Love it. Love it. Who do I got with me tonight?
I'm Catfish.
I'm Steve.
I'm Will.
And I'm Ryan. What's going on, boys?
What's happening?
Happy New Year, fellas.
Oh, that's right. Happy New Year indeed.
Yeah.
You know, when we did
Indeed.
that show last week,
Yeah.
it was really great to actually sit down and sort of rehash the year, talk about a few things that we did. And I really reflected then on the drive home. I'll be honest with you.
Did you?
I really thought about it. And
Did we miss anything?
you guys, I can't.
Oh, man.
The list is too long. But even the things that we touched on, I mean, we only scratched the surface of those things. It was like, you guys have truly helped me have an amazing year.
Yeah.
So
You're welcome.
thank you, brother. Thank you. It's 2018 was epic. I can't wait to see what 2019 brings. So it's good Stevie said Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure I
I
got
meant
that sentiment recorded.
Did we miss anything?
Tons of stuff. bud.
About 7 months.
Yeah.
We got to turkey season, and that was it. Turkey season and the Sodas Bay trip.
Yeah, that was about as far as we got.
That was it. Yeah. Yeah. And we
Then it started raining
yeah.
and didn't stop.
It still hasn't stopped.
I used to think this was a crazy lull in the year.
Yeah. Bless your heart.
Turns out, I guess it really isn't.
We're actually getting ready to ramp it up.
Yeah, it's just starting to pop off, as the kids say these days. We got plenty of stuff coming
There's
up.
never really like a lull anymore. There's never any downtime.
Nope.
I know people would start to jones for different things, like, you know, whenever you're hunting a while, you kind of miss fishing, and when you're fishing for a while, you kind of, you know, are ready to start hunting, but there is no downtime.
There's a plethora of activities to do that are outdoor related, not just even fishing and hunting. But I'm looking forward to taking the group out this year. We're going rock climbing, whether Stevie likes it or
I'm a
not.
little nervous about that.
You'll be fine, bud.
We were hiking up. I guess that was hiking. It was a nice walk.
That's a good
Steeple
hike.
Trail, and it wasn't too steep, but it was maybe a 15 or 20 minute walk. And at the top, it was kind of winded, but it wasn't terrible. But I tell you, when we started looking out over top of those rocks, and Will had to persuade me to lay down, persuade
Belly crawl
nice
out.
turn,
You
belly
have to.
crawl
You
out.
can't go to that place and look at it from 15 feet away. You have to see, really appreciate it. Climb out to the rock, lay down where you're in no danger of flipping off the edge.
Yeah.
And look down, look out.
The crazy thing is that I fished that lake over the last 5 or 6 years, probably, and I'm not exaggerating, at least 1,000 times. Sometimes, during trout season, twice a day, 3 times a day.
Does it look different from up there?
I didn't. Yeah, I've driven past that. I've never thought to take 20 minutes and walk up the trail and get that viewpoint, and it was really nice. Really, it seems like you're much farther away than what you actually are. I don't know. It's a little deceiving, but it was beautiful. And then to see on the way down, to jump that deer was nuts, because we saw him, and we saw him coming up towards us, and that was maybe 30 yards away, and then lost him and thought this family with a couple of dogs kind of spooked him off.
Set it up a little bit. The funny part is like, Stevie, I've been coming here for 7 years, and I've never seen a deer.
I've never seen a deer there.
Yeah.
I've seen all kinds of other crazy stuff, but never saw it. That was the last thing I was expecting to see.
And you wouldn't really think that that's a thing it's a kind of a popular trail.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a big family there. There was an older couple that were kind of making their way down. 2 dogs were there. And so they started to, the family started to clear out. And it was just, and there was 2 girls. They all kind of cleared out, and Stevie and I were they left, felt like they left us.
Right.
Yeah. Kind of got eerie.
Yeah. Hey.
But it's just him and I. What's up? Hey. Up on top of this crusty crag. But so we're just talking, and the bottom, this deer comes. You could hear it plain as day before you could see it. And so I'm like, there you go, bud. There's your deer. And
he was saying that before you actually saw him, that he had never seen any of
them. Yeah.
That's cool.
And so we kind of we hung out at the top, like we kind of crouched down and started doing the Navy SEAL signs, to kind of not get picked off. And
they know those signs, though.
Yeah.
They're familiar.
I figured as much. I know all the Navy SEAL signs too.
So I said, I'm like, it's kind of disappeared on us. And that family had made their way down around, and the dogs were down there, and they were running, kind of going down the path where that deer should have blown out of there.
It did.
As far as we knew.
Yes, it was gone.
It was gone.
Like, disappeared's an understatement. Like, it was gone. And then we looked up for 15 minutes. I climbed all over the rocks up there, and we were trying to find it, but
see if we could get a different angle to kind of pick it off, or to see where I kind of stayed.
15 minutes of me gingerly walking across those rocks may have been like
gingerly.
From two or three different positions, but yeah, we looked all over.
I don't know who Ginger Lee is, but she sounds like she walks terrible.
She's a terrible rock climber.
So turns out we started our descent, and the closer we got to it, it was exactly where the last part, place we saw it. It just bedded down behind a rock, and let those dogs and the people walk right by it, maybe 15, 20 yards away from it. It was stupid, and it was such a good lesson that like you can't predict what these deer know and have seen, and what they understand about the terrain and the people that may be there. You can't judge that.
And that was a young deer too.
Fairly young, yeah.
So to be that
it's
intelligent.
Yeah, it's probably a combination of things. I mean, I've done that trail a lot, many times.
Really?
And there's always people.
Yeah.
So if the deer, has basically grown up in and around the trail, it knows where the safe spots are and which direction the people and the dogs are going to stick to. And the other thing is that same deer just survived a couple of weeks of rifle season, and right before that, a couple more weeks of archery. So I'm sure it's felt some pressure.
That's true.
It was such
and
a
they
cool
know what
lesson.
their best defenses are, which are just hunker down.
It was such a cool lesson for Stevie to be in the woods and to happen upon a deer, and I'm just like, you can't predict that. You can't, you don't know how your hunt's going to go. So, that was a cool lesson for us.
So you've rock climbed up there?
Yes,
right?
sir. Yep.
I don't know, man.
Oh, you'll be fine. The kids do it.
Know. How do you get started? What do you tie the ropes to?
The rocks up top. You can use trees, or I go around some of the bigger outcrops that stick up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys will see the whole thing from start to finish.
What kind of knot do you use?
Improved clinch.
Double Windsor?
There's actually a double figure 8 knot that I'll use for the climber. And then the rope goes all the way up to the top of the rocks through the carabiners, comes back down to the person who is on belay.
Oh, so you'll have a...
Excuse you.
Thank you. It's called top roping.
I thought that was one of those things they stuck in the fancy toilets.
I had used a belay once.
Never felt cleaner.
So there is someone, the belay person. Is that the right
person
term
at the
for it?
bottom is pulling in the slack as you start up.
Okay.
So when you are top roping, it's the safest way to rock climb as long as everything's secure up top.
Oh yeah.
And trust me, you'll be fine. But yeah, it's definitely the safest way to do it, because when you fall, I'm using air quotes.
Oh my.
You're not really falling; you're just hanging. Now I do use a rope it's called dynamic rope. There's a little bit of stretch to it, so if you do slip off the rocks, you'll sag a little bit.
Yeah.
But not much.
That's not. I guess that's what, maybe a 40, 50 foot drop.
There's 60 or 70 foot
Is there?
spots up in there. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you'll be all right, bud.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
He's in. Sweet.
Make it happen.
No, that'll be a good weekend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You did a little bit of hunting the last couple of days. Didn't you?
With the holiday break, and just before New Year's, and then actually New Year's Day, I got out 2 different times with the flintlock.
How'd it go?
Well, good news is I didn't have to see whether or not it was going to go off. Never got an opportunity.
That's the good news.
The first day, I've been trying some new spots.
Okay.
Brad from Span to Voids put me on to his new area. So I'm just kind of kicking around trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
And the first night out, I basically just picked the wrong area to go through. The whole area had been select timbered not too long ago. So there's spots in there where it's now all these little saplings that are all about 4 inches apart and about 8 foot tall. So you can barely walk through it.
That sounds like Kyle's hunting.
Exactly. Kyle would love it. He's like, this is amazing. Best place I've ever seen. But yeah, there's just, I was in a really bad place the first day that I had gone there. But then
mentally,
yeah, it's a terrible place. Then New Year's Day, I went out in the afternoon to sit for a couple hours, tried a different area of this new spot. And you go, again, I'm walking through these saplings. It's just way too thick, but I could see things just started to clear out a little bit up ahead of me.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was like the seas parted all of a sudden. And I stepped into this clearing, and it's like this big open area. And it wasn't like it was timbered. It was just, it's just open.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, big mature hardwoods, and pretty sure they were white oaks. I'm like, oh my.
Jackpot.
Straight up ahead of me. It's only about 50, 60 yards, and it's almost like a circle in the middle of all of this thick brush. Then, on the other side of that, real nice looking woods with some pines mixed in. It just looked gorgeous.
I can almost see what you're saying.
And I stood there just on the edge of this really thick brush, and I remember just kind of looking back and forth like, this is good.
Yeah.
This is a great place to be. And then I did this crazy double take, because off to my left about 40, 50 yards, there goes 2 tails.
Oh.
And I said,
Too good.
well, apparently I'm in the right spot, but they got here before me. But I did end up setting up shop, I guess, for a couple hours and sitting there till dark. Didn't see anything else, but I will definitely be back to that area.
How much more time do you have left for flintlock?
This part of the state, late season archery and flintlock is out on the 12th, so I've got a little over a week.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to be getting out anymore.
Really?
No more days off work. And this Saturday there was a chance, but I think we're supposed to get like another 8 or 10 inches of rain.
Just in the morning.
Yeah. And that's when my chance to go would have
It'll
been.
be dried out by
I'm sure by afternoon.
by lunchtime.
Yeah, so I may
No
well be
bueno.
done for deer, but I'm looking forward to chasing squirrel. Something else coming up.
I'd like to try that with
Oh,
you.
you would like that.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
It'll be fun.
yeah.
What about you guys? What have you been up to?
Anybody, somebody. Catfish, what about you? You've been quiet there.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm tired. I'm actually getting over some spot of pneumonia for the last couple weeks. It was pretty rough.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been out hunting. I pushed through a few times, probably when I shouldn't have. Been out duck hunting, goose hunting, and
With pneumonia.
yeah.
Bless your heart.
Oh my.
I explored some new spots with Danny Lease and Karma. Some new little local ponds that are a bit of a walk.
Yeah.
With
it-
pneumonia.
A touch.
He said karma.
That's another dog.
Yeah. To be honest with you, it was a bit more of a walk than I thought it was, and here's the thing: like it takes a lot for me to be in the woods and not enjoy myself.
Mm-hmm.
And the couple of times I've been out, I got to a point where I wish I wasn't out. And,
Yeah.
pain and just some pain in my right lung and things like that. Anyhow, I've learned early 2019 already that there are times where, in order to hunt hard next week, maybe you should stay in bed this week. And
Yeah.
Well, that's
it's a hard lesson to learn.
new concept for you.
I haven't learned it yet.
Yeah.
You're just saying he recognizes
I
it.
heard-
It
Yeah, that's
it
the
exists.
first step.
I heard that happens.
But no, we've been out duck and goose hunting. We haven't really. We've seen the birds. The weather here is not cooperating. We have no cold fronts. It rains constantly, except for when we're hunting. And then every field's got water in it.
Yeah.
The water temperature is still very warm.
Yeah.
They don't need to go anywhere during daylight hours. I hear them flying over the house. The geese are almost nocturnal, flying at night. We had a very bright moon the last couple of weeks, so they've been out feeding at night. And I really would like to switch over here for the next couple of weeks into some predator hunting at night. I don't feel physically up to it just yet. Another couple of days.
Yeah.
I did some fishing.
Take your time.
Yeah, I've done some fishing 2 or 3 times in the last 2 weeks, just around Lake Mead, and it's nothing happening. Little perch.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say.
The winter patterns haven't.
No, the
Quite started yet.
the winter patterns got me now. Like I'm in that one stage right here. There's like a month.
Yeah.
Typically January, February is really good goose hunting, but we have no weather for it. They're not sitting on any certain field. There's no pattern to them at all. There's no pattern to when they're coming or leaving the lake. You can sit out all day long and not see one, or I can be driving to work and watch them land in a field that they've never been in. So,
No, I told
most
you earlier.
frustrating animal there is on earth to try to figure out is the Canadian goose. Slightly, I'd say even more than the, female version of a human. Just slightly. But
Well, like you said about them flying a lot at night, being nocturnal. I've been hearing them
yeah.
at night, which I thought was odd.
Really, they're nocturnal.
Well,
Typically nocturnal.
when there's a bright moon and no weather,
Yeah.
then they fly at night, feed at night. That's the best chance. I mean, they don't have to.
Avoid any hunting.
Yeah, especially this late in the season with hunting pressure during daylight hours. They're a lot like deer. Deer will actually become nocturnal late in the season.
Yep.
Late during rifle season, they'll move only during night. I mean, historically, I would go to say some of the biggest older bucks in the world have been shot in that last 5 to 10 minutes of daylight because they got up and started moving, even like in a staging area, 20, 30 yards back in a wood line, not even in the field yet. So
are these resident geese that you're?
I believe they
Long
are.
time.
We haven't had any weather for migrators to come through.
So they're really educated. Then they're used to
Yeah.
seeing you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
You'll see here.
They know them by name.
When we
Yeah.
start to get weather.
Oh man, that's catfish.
When we start to get weather and it gets cold, hopefully in January, when you start to see migrators, Will's been there with me. When migrators come through, they'll come through in hundreds.
Yeah.
like flocks of hundreds. The groups we're seeing now are 6, 20. You know, Danny and I have seen this one single that's been flying around for days. He's looking for a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever he or she is, but he's just stupid. He won't come in. He won't come to calls. He goes south. 5 minutes later, he's flying north. Then he's going east, and he just honks constantly. I have no clue what his problem is. I think he might have got hit by a car and he never lands. He just flies.
Hey, what's up?
Everywhere we walk. We actually did some pheasant hunting last week. Danny did pretty good. We were out. We got 6 females, I believe. I got a pretty decent picture of him and Karma at the parking lot. I will say she doesn't like to look at the camera. She's camera shy. So I have 32 pictures of a dog that won't look at me, and one half decent one where Danny's looking down. Yeah. Like, just look at me till the dog looks at me. You just look here. Eventually, I'll catch her, and then she looks right at the camera. The dog looks right at the camera, smiles pretty, and Danny's looking at the ground like, no. But yeah, they did one last stalking 2 weeks ago.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. Is there a fall or late season stalking schedule or something?
There was that one last Friday. It was not as many birds as they typically put out, but what's kind of left that's healthy birds they put out. And you could tell we jumped 20 birds the first day they stalked.
Wow.
And where we were, they were all females, every one of them. So anyhow, that was a good day. That's really it. Me and I've been trying to get out fishing with Logan a little bit too, but
he's been having some good days.
Every time I get off work, I'm done. I caught enough fish today, so yeah. But believe it or not, the river is high and it jammed out as it is from all the rain.
Yeah,
they've been doing really good down there. So yeah.
Has Danny talked you into fly fishing at all yet? I see he's been tying a bunch. Yeah.
Nope. You know what? He's not even asked. I think he can just read it in my eyes every time we go to his fly tying room, and I go, I will have to say this. I did get to see. I've never went Christmas shopping with a dude before.
Yeah.
Not much.
Go on.
Here we go.
I wasn't feeling the best, like dizzy. Here's the weird thing. You don't feel good when you're sweating, like profusely sweating, but you're ice cold. There's something not right about that.
Yeah.
I was sitting with like every blanket I had on in the house, and I'm the typical person that gets cold anyhow. And I was just sweating. Take the blankets off, you're ice cold, but you're hot. I can't explain it. But I knew that I had like one day left at Christmas shop, so I had to force myself to go out. And I grabbed Danny. I'm like, hey, I got to go Christmas shopping. Come with me because I can't drive the truck. Yeah. We went out to, it was Sunday.
Did Karma bird dog some deals?
Yeah. No, we left Karma at the house, which was odd because it's the first time I've seen her left behind.
Yeah, he doesn't.
We tried to go to Bass Pro Shops, and it was
like a
closed.
service dog.
The week before Christmas, a couple of days before Christmas, it was closed on 6 o'clock or so.
Yeah, they still had the 6 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyhow, we went through that mall, and as we're walking around, we go in this bath place where they have smelly goods, all kinds of smelly goods. What's that place called? Bath Fitters?
Bed Bath and Beyond, or
no? Body Works. Bath Body Works.
Bath and Body Works. There you go.
There you go.
Everything.
Go to bathandbodyworks.com.
Victoria's Secret.
This lady come up to me, smell this one. No, smell this one. Before long, there's like 3 of them. They all smell the same to me. Oh, wait. What is that one? What is that? Give me that one back. I smell this one. I know what that is.
Houndsdander.
It smelled just like the farm. I think somebody actually made a cow crap candy.
Are you serious? I'm just joking.
No, I told Danny, I said, smell this. What's this smell like? It smells like cow crap. Like the people from the city that don't know what cow crap smells like, they bottled it up and put it in a candle.
Well, what'd they call it?
I don't know. It had a fancy French name.
Farmland. Lay Farmland.
Farmland.
I did think it had something to do with like tree sap or something. But it smelled an awful lot like donkey crap or something. I didn't buy that one for Lacey. But if you're in there long enough, everything smells the same anyhow.
Yeah, it does start to sort of,
And
That's
everything
unfortunate
blends.
part. Is
That's-
it's so strong, it just lays in
Donkey
your,
crap candle.
lays
Thank
in
God
your
I
nose.
took Danny with me because all those smells gave me a massive headache.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a formidable scent.
And I told Danny on the way home, I said, I don't really ask this to many people, but just talk to me, would you? Talk to me on the way home. Keep my head's spinning. I'm seeing double brake lights and
Yeah.
felt like I was 21 again on June 20th. I was pretty messed up driving home. I had a truck full of candles and stuff, though. Stuff Lacey really needs.
Right. Yeah.
All the stuff that wasn't, we still have in the cupboard from last year. I think I bought over again.
There you go.
But anyhow, I had a really nice Christmas.
It's a gift that keeps
And,
on giving.
And we had a good holiday, New Year's and all. And I did get to take Dad out hunting. And, Lacey got a doe. I don't remember if I ever talked about any of this because I was kind of backlogged and sick. So,
Yeah.
but no, the last couple weeks has been struggling to get my camo on,
Yeah.
get some decoys in the truck, get out, get set up. I sit down, I'm all excited, and then it hits me. What the hell are you doing out of bed?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you've ever had pneumonia, try it once. It's not fun. Just to see if you can push through it.
I'll take your word for it.
I'll pass too.
It's not very fun. And here's the wild thing. They give you this stuff called prednisone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They don't tell you what I know, working in the hospital, I knew what it was. I don't think I've took it much before. You will eat it's the worst thing to take in the holiday seasons. I ate like 300 cookies, everything that was left in our refrigerator.
Yeah.
I was about ready at midnight to break in the neighbor's house because we were out of peanut butter. It gives you hankerings for different stuff. It's steroids.
Yeah.
It makes you hungry. You're never full, ever. Like you can eat everything, and then you're just like, I'm hungry. And then you're grouchy because you're hungry. And then you're grouchy because there's nothing to eat. I don't like steroids. I can totally see what roid rage is.
Yeah.
And you can't sleep.
Yeah.
You feel miserable, and you're snotting and coughing. And
Those big muscular guys they're not just angry. They're just hungry.
They're just hungry.
yeah. Prednisone, Monster, and no sleep is a really good mix for grouchy and attitude. And no fish, no geese.
Poor Danny Lease for putting up with you.
God bless his heart. He just doesn't. He don't have a mean bone in his body. He doesn't even see that I'm grouchy. He just keeps rolling with his happiness. I love it.
What he saw, and that's why Karma had to stay back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't want Karma to see you like
He
that.
says, I got this, girl. I'll take care of him.
My other new old friend, Mr. Mailbox himself.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Oh man.
Sean Kennedy.
Yeah, the Kennedy Space Station. Dude, he's on a roll.
He is.
Man, he's flying higher than ever. He sends me a new shirt design every day, every hour. And I love it. He's so talented. I told him, I said, you should be doing
He's
this for a
creative,
living instead of
isn't he?
fixing cars.
Yeah, seriously.
He's got an eye for it.
I even got one on tonight. I got one on that says, R2 Pursuits on the front.
Yeah.
And he made on the back that old, straight out of Compton or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It says straight out the woods on the back of it. Yeah, he's talented. He's doing good. He's enjoying, creating shirts and being creative. And I know he's house stricken like the rest of us. We all just want to get to topwater. At this point in my life, holidays are over. I have a few house repairs to do. I'm going to do a week of healing. And then after Saturday's hunt, of course. And then I'll do a week of healing.
Yeah, right.
And then I'm really just looking for topwater season to come back in. So
Yeah, my wife said something the other night. We were outside playing with the dog, and the ground's still muddy, and everything's just
Yeah.
nasty and squishy. She's like, I am so ready for the snow. I just looked at her. I was like, no, I'm ready for spring.
Yeah.
Bring it.
If you can get through January, then
It's just around the corner.
if you get through January, the outdoor show takes up half the month of February, and then you only got 2 weeks left until March. You can kind of
Start smelling it in
start
the air in the
smelling it a
mornings.
little bit. Yeah,
well, typically goose season and fur bear.
For bear?
Yeah, fur bear.
Right.
Yeah, fox season carries me through January. into February. And then, like you said, the Great American Outdoor Show. But it is those 6-7 weeks after that where it's just plowing snow and going to work. I'm going to need a lot more prednisone to get through those because it's just not happening.
And tasty cakes.
Peanut butter.
And peanut butter.
Get your Amazon account open and put a lot of honey buns in that cart.
We're going to pack some coolers.
I'm looking forward to the Great American Outdoor Show this year and keeping that tradition of the ice storm alive. You know, it happens, the snowstorm happens every year.
Oh, yeah. It'll get nasty.
It does. Bubby, what's going on with you?
What have you been up to there, Mr. Will?
So I guess I can tell you guys now, the 2018 went out a little wonky for me.
Is wonky the word you want to use?
That's my word.
That's your word,
Wonky is your word, bud.
Yeah.
What happened to your Wonka truck?
My Wonka truck. So if you guys remember a few weeks back where we all went on a duck hunt.
I remember that.
Epic sea duck hunt.
Remember? And that was an epic day.
It
right?
was, truly.
And it ended in epic fashion. You know, you can't really.
When you hung up on me?
I hung up on my best friend.
I got a phone call from Catfish. I was talking to Will, and I don't know, he hung up on me. And so I figured I'd give you a call.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out later,
so I'm driving.
maybe Will wasn't just being mean.
I was being mean. No, I was driving along, and unfortunately, a distracted driver ran a stop sign and ended up T-boning me.
Yeah.
And it was interesting for a bunch of different reasons. As I was in motion of flying off the road and landing on my side, Catfish is still telling me the story.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the whole time I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me.
Mm-hmm.
And
I didn't know. I was on one of my rants.
He was just ranting, and he was just still talking, and I'm literally hanging from my seatbelt, and I'm like, dude, hey, buddy, I was just in an accident, and he's like, I'm gonna tell you, brother, this is blah 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 blah. I wish I could remember what I would have given my left whatever to remember what you were talking about, but I was very distracted myself at that point.
I remember we were in a pretty deep conversation, and I was heated.
Yeah,
I think I had my voice even raised, and I looked at my phone before that had happened. It was like 30 minutes of me ranting about something.
Yeah, and I just was like, "Hey, bud, I was just in an accident. I'm going to need to go."
This is when the truck's flipped over onto the passenger side.
Yeah,
and so
I'm just hanging there.
You're sitting at a 90-degree angle,
and I could, like, my phone had to be intact because he was still on the phone. But I had to kind of.
The Bluetooth wasn't on so much.
I got out of my belt, my seat belt.
You had to have heard me because I remember looking on the couch at Lacey going, "Damn it, I was still talking. He hung up on me. Milana must have called."
Now I'm pretty good about going back and forth unless somebody T-bones me.
I knew something had happened after I called Ryan and you didn't call back.
Yeah. It was funny and sweet and weird and not comfortable, like all at once. You know,
was it any of those? It was funny or sweet?
No.
So wait a minute, you did hang up on me.
It was very nice that he was there in that moment for me.
Okay.
You know, because it was weird. It was awkward and
comforting that there was a friend with you.
Scary, whatever. I kept and I kind of just brushed over the fact nothing happened to me. Like, I literally walked away, startled, but nothing happened to me. I didn't even see the car hit me because it was, I was half, going through the intersection and it hit just behind me. So I was driving 1 second, the next minute I'm hanging on my side.
But it was a bad accident. Your truck was destroyed.
Yeah.
The back axle was ripped out of it. It wasn't even connected to the truck anymore.
Yeah, it pushed me into a telephone pole, and then that's what flipped me up onto my side.
Yeah. So it was an epic day because to walk away from something like that was, after sea duck hunting, that was a pretty amazing day.
Yeah, it's just epic all around for weird reasons, for the whole spectrum of reasons.
The outdoor, I'm trying to think of the right way to describe it, but the scenery of the intersection.
Yeah.
Could you describe that for me a little bit?
So all my, I packed for myself. I packed for some Stevie, stuff. My whole truck again, like a lot of guys, is just this rolling kind of sports shop, and it littered the whole intersection with shotgun shells and guns and
Chokes.
and
Like if Bass Pro Shop threw up on an intersection.
yeah,
This is what it would look like.
out of puke up a lifted ram and just orange and camo. So it was the best part. Was I'm sitting there, after I got checked out, and one of the firemen comes up to me and says, "Hey man, you're surrounded by hunters. We got you." And then I was like, "Thanks, man. I appreciate this." And every one of them would come up and, "I found another shotgun shell. I found your choke. I found," they personally handed it to me. You know what I mean? It was none of them had metal detectors or anything. They were just scurrying, looking around this guy's yard. Everything got trashed in this guy's front yard, and they were just looking around for the smallest things, and they were so proud and happy that they were able to help me find it.
That's a pretty cool part of the story. I remember when you were telling me that.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
It was like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah. We got you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, it was kind of cool.
I'd have been a horrible fireman. That one for him, one for me.
One guy says he found my badge that said, Rutten River Pursuits and Mossy Oak, my lanyard.
Yeah.
And he says, "Do you work for them?" And I said,
I am.
Kinda. That's all I said. Kinda. Yeah. I mean, it was just kind of cool. Those guys are great. They were there in no time. I was fortunately found out later that I ended up in the accident maybe a half mile away from the station. So,
oh wow.
And it's a pretty rural road, so I wasn't, I never would have known that.
And how far from your house?
7 miles.
Wow.
And how far did you drive prior to?
Yeah.
This is the craziest part.
Yeah. So I was, 7 minutes away, basically.
Yeah.
5 minutes away from my house.
From a 3-hour drive.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Which really was a 4-hour drive because you went out of your way to take me home. So I feel
No.
to take me back to my truck.
Yeah. No.
There's so many different little things. That's a part of the thing I was going through in my head. It was like so many things could have been done differently that you would have been through that intersection 30 seconds earlier.
Yeah.
No worries.
Well, on the police report, I think this is hilarious. Talking about the variables,
Right.
the night the next 2 nights, my mind was rampant. It just went crazy.
Right.
But on the police report, the lady that was following me says, Mr. Miser was reported as saying Mr. Miser was driving 5 miles an hour under the speed limit, and I was becoming annoyed.
Thank you.
I literally saved her life by driving slow, because she would have been rolling through there about the same time if I was 5 mile an hour faster.
Yeah.
I'm not sure a cart would have survived that.
No, I don't.
Not the same way.
No, I don't.
That's for sure.
That's the thing. He kind of went underneath me, and that picked me up quite a bit and threw me. But to have a smaller vehicle with that amount of impact, every one of them, the fire department, the police were saying, they all kind of said the same things, that they didn't think that there was going to be the outcome that there was. You know, I don't like to think about it, but you know, that could have been way different.
Yeah.
So a couple of days go by and you're without a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And then this is kind of a funny part of the story. It gets a little bit.
It's a slap in the.
A little bit comical here. So you end up getting a rental vehicle.
It makes me want to get better insurance.
So talk about this rental vehicle.
What'd you have, bud?
You get T-boned, right? Say you get. Let's just for instance, like hypothetically speaking, you get T-boned beyond your, you know, way out of your control
In your dream truck.
Basically in your dream truck, which, you know, like, you're not lying. I love that thing.
Yep.
But say you that happens to you. The very next, you know, day, you know, the insurance is, you're kind of playing little phone tag with the insurance.
Tell them somebody burnt down your she shed.
Someone burnt down my she shed. A man shed, whatever.
Sorry.
I can't, there's
Nobody burnt down your she shed, Sheila.
So what do? What's the first thing they do? They give me $30 a day and they put me in a Nissan Sentra, which I haven't had that perspective and that view in a very, very long time. It is
to drive in. Yeah.
I had to
It's startling.
Well, I'm used to climbing up into the truck. I had to duck my head in a weird, awkward way that would send anybody to a chiropractor to get into the car. And then my head was inches away from the roof. It just was not a guy my size should not love that vehicle.
You know,
and the perspective though from where you're at while you're driving is so much different. Like that's the thing I can't get over when I get into just a regular passenger car.
Right.
Is the perspective of where you're at sitting while you're driving.
I honestly was when I started driving again, I took a couple days off. Just logistically, Leanna was home on vacation, so she was able to run errands and different things. I just didn't need to drive.
Right.
But when I started to drive again, that little car was like a go-kart to me on a 4-lane highway, and I'm weaving, I'm like,
you're like the big gorilla in Mario Kart.
100%.
Donkey Kong.
That's it.
So I'm white knuckled, driving to work, and which is another thing for me. Like, I grew up doing super weird things, driving, riding motorcycle, jumping off of crap, a lot like Ryan, like rock climbing. I did it all. Skiing, nothing. For some reason, at this point in my life, I was white knuckled driving the Nissan Sentra to go to work on a 4-lane highway. It just, that blew my mind and messed me up for a little bit.
Well, the biggest issue I have with all this is no one showed me any sympathy, because
when
during this whole time, this Nissan Sentra, because I wanted so bad
a Nissan Sentra,
not a Nissan Sentra, but to just really get on you about that car and really drive home how awkward and funny it was seeing you get in this. But I couldn't
bring yourself to
couldn't do it because I knew how jammed up you were about it. So here I am with all this good material to work with.
You know what? I do feel bad for you now, Stevie. Now that you point that out.
Yeah, we have
you have my deepest sympathy as well.
All right.
You got it, Argentina. What's her name?
Madonna. Ava Barone.
Whatever.
You can call me Argentina.
Ava Peroni.
Don't cry for me.
Yeah.
The worst part, this is and all that, is when I got to work, I hit that button to lock the doors and it went meep. it was an audible reminder that was, this miserable driving experience.
Yeah.
That's what I think that's the tagline for.
Is that what they write in soap on the windshield at the car lot?
Miserable driving experience. Cold AC.
I got to the company, the rental company, and they were great. They're just in and out kind of situation. It had like 17 miles on it.
Wow.
I couldn't. But it's get different. Yeah, you get crazy. I'm like, another thing about these cars is when you're in those little cars, and again, I don't have this perspective, but you're in these little cars, and there's other guys in these little cars. When you pass somebody on a 4-lane highway,
were they waving?
They will look right at you, like stare at you while they're driving, like to peacock or whatever it is. So one guy in particular, I'm driving to work, and he's in the fast lane, not going fast. So I go to the slow lane to pass him, and in my little Nissan Sentra, don't get me wrong, we're not racing. But he took that as like,
let's do this.
I offended him for some reason, and the next thing I know,
you hit the NOS.
We're going I had to hit the NOS button. I need an 8-second car. Everyone knows I live 1 mile at a time. Next thing I know, we're going 90 miles an hour, and I'm like, dude, this is not my car. Like, back off.
This is a Nissan Sentra.
Who do you think you are?
So I just, obviously, you do your thing. You do you. I backed her down. That was not
cool off a little there, man. Jeez.
Little car drivers are weird dudes.
As a guy that drives a small car,
go.
I can vouch for you 100% that guys in larger vehicles. So I have an Accord, and I had a Civic. And man, the Civic was a go-kart. The Accord's, like the 2-seater go-kart.
Right, dune buggy.
The dune buggy. And it's dudes in trucks, like especially like the 3/4 ton, the 1 ton, they hate it when a 4-banger passes. They just hate it.
I have a problem with. I got a problem with guys that have $80,000 Corvettes and they're in the passing lane going 5 miles an hour. They're going 65.
Why do they do that?
Because they have an $80,000 Corvette or whatever, and it's all like Mustangs and T-tops. And I'm going, dude, if you have a car that says 210 on the speedometer and you're driving at 65 in the passing lane, is uncool to me.
I think
they give
the Sentra said 210 kilometers.
Well, they give me the stink eye when I pass them with the Tacoma in the right lane. Like, get out of the way.
Or as soon as you get up to them, like Will said, then they'll hammer down.
Like I said,
oh, the Tacoma takes them.
But it is completely awkward when you're driving past somebody, and it doesn't always take you like seconds to pass somebody. It's like it might take 3 minutes to get past somebody at a normal driving rate. Yeah, legal limits. They will stare at you the whole time, and it's awkward feelings.
Yeah, I just don't look back.
But being,
This episode brought to you by Nissan Sentra.
An awful driving experience. I don't, being in a lifted truck, you don't see
it's a different
any of
perspective.
That. You don't see any of that.
That's why they invented that suction cup Garfield thing to put it in your field of view. So they look over and see the nutsack of Garfield hanging in their face.
Yeah, I would have, in retrospect, I would have had my buffalo sack hanging.
That's what you should have done.
From the old, my birthday buffalo sack.
From the rear view mirror.
Oh my gosh.
You should have done that.
Then they would
have made them back off.
Yeah.
So fast forward a week or week and a half.
He's still not past this car
Let's get through this.
I'm not okay.
Yeah.
That's what I learned. we started ironing things out. The holidays, don't get in an accident right before the holidays. Don't. Okay, promise me you won't. It slows everything down, and but
I never really even thought of that, but that stands for
Christmas and New Year's back to back.
Yeah.
And half the people aren't in. They're just not there. They're not available. One of the bright and shining moments, besides my guys kind of trying to keep things rolling for me, and that I appreciate you guys so much. I can't even tell you. It wasn't easy. There wasn't. We tried to push through some stuff, but we did it. And the last two shows were phenomenal. I mean, they're my favorites. And but beyond that, we made a couple friends along the way here. The guys at Auto Connection, Jeremy and Hans, they built the truck that they have. The Auto Connection people have 4-wheel drive pro, and they built the truck, but they sell it to other dealers.
Okay.
I bought it from another dealer, their truck, 4-wheel drive pro truck, and they knew exactly what I had. They know all about my truck. They were just, and they helped me find another one just like it. I mean, it's.
So during the winter break, you dealt with a man named Hans?
Hans.
Did you meet him at Nakatomi Towers?
I knew that was coming.
Was it Hans Gruber?
I don't know what that is.
What?
What's a Nakatomi Tower?
It's Die Hard. It's a Christmas music.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas movie.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. My goodness. Yeah. So Hans and Jeremy.
Yeah.
They're sweet. They helped me through it and literally pretty much built almost the same truck.
It's tough. It's tough to tell the difference.
I saw it for the first time tonight, and I thought your truck was back.
Yeah.
It was like a Phoenix.
So I had to walk up close to see the slight differences, but it looks the same.
Yeah. Yep. So I got the same truck, less miles.
Yeah. Heated seats.
Looks sharp, bud. It does look sharp.
Thank you. I miss the old one. I don't know why this one can't replace the new one, but
it'll grow on you.
But yeah,
in time it'll be better because it's yours.
Yepper. And then our other buddy at Lancaster Auto Care, which he does all the detailing and did all the tints and did all the It's so funny. Like he's one of those guys that if he's the guy. First of all, if you need a dude, he's the dude.
Yeah.
He is the dude.
But he also has a guy for whatever you need. So it's like this complete, I didn't have any kind of loose ends. It was all kind of buttoned up,
That's good.
It was so cool. I can't even express how, grateful I am for those guys kind of stepping up and helping me get back to something I really did love. So,
yeah.
Well, you do look better in it than a Nissan Sentra, so
a little bit.
That.
Thank you.
I don't give a lot of compliments to dudes.
You don't.
He never says anything.
Never really
do.
Nope. Thank you. No, I that was. It could have gone so differently, and we both of us walked away. I can honestly tell you, I was shocked. I popped my head up out of my truck and I looked over and I felt in my soul that there was a dead guy over there. But
you said something right there though that reminded me of a question I wanted to ask and just completely never got a chance to. So you popped your head out of the truck. You were laying on the passenger side, right?
Yeah.
So you had to basically disconnect from your seatbelt and drop to that side of the truck.
Yeah.
Did you climb out through the driver's side door or did you kick the windshield out?
No, I climbed out through the driver's side door. It's like
that's a significant
40
climb
times heavier
to open a door Up.
laying on its side. Yeah, physics is weird, right?
That's gravity for you.
It's so heavy, and so I felt
Because one of the pictures, because you did send us some pictures from the scene, just of the vehicle after everybody knew you were okay and all that stuff. The one picture looked like the windshield. They had either it smashed out on its own or it had been pulled away a little bit or something.
out, yeah, but they did that.
And I didn't know if you had done that to just
roundhoused it. Get out of there.
You know what? I'm getting out of here.
many thoughts. Yeah, many thoughts. I did, but I was able to push the door open. So, which I didn't even know really was possible, but I did it.
You had that superhuman strength, like a mother lifting the car off of a child.
I was like, I gotta get back to Catfish. I gotta let him know.
I can't believe I didn't hear
I
any
didn't
of this.
just hang up on him.
The guys were still bringing shotgun shells to you as I was still ranting about some stranger hunting out of my duck blind. I don't know.
So a couple guys ran over right away, and they held the door, and I was able to crawl out. Yeah.
It's been a wild 3 weeks.
It has. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
But we're getting back to normal, and
Yeah.
you definitely can expect some big things coming up. We're not slowing down.
We got some significant events in the very immediate future.
Such as
Well, the Archery Trade Association is having a little shindig.
They do a get together.
Are they going to do that
having a
this
little-
year?
Having a little gathering,
No
as
kidding.
it were. I believe some of us
Yeah.
will be in attendance, right?
Nice.
Yeah, DK and Kyle and myself.
Is that right?
Kyle and the Deke and Will.
Yeah,
It's a new buddy comedy that's
Yeah.
coming out this
Kyle
fall.
and the Deke.
Kyle and the D.
Kyle and the Deke.
Kyle.
And of course, as Catfish mentioned too, and we've all talked about here recently, is shows coming up. Great American Outdoor Show right in our backyard.
I'm starting to get the itch for that.
Oh,
The outdoor itch.
you better get to
the
scratching,
outdoor show
bud,
itch.
'cause
Yeah, free up that loose credit card.
Oh boy, jeez.
yeah, this one's gonna hurt.
I gotta get a
This
couple
year, I
more of
gotta feel it.
those rods from the Trout Magnet folks.
Did
I'm
you like
hoping
that one?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I used it shad fishing, and on
Yeah.
the trip back, I
Yeah.
busted the top guide off, and
I want to make sure I get mine early this year because till I got the rod, they
Yeah.
were out of the real
Top
combos.
Guide
Yeah.
sounds like a reality TV show.
top guide.
Yeah,
It could be.
work it out.
Patent pending.
Call my people.
But you busted it off, and then
No, I tried to fix
Was
it.
it-
It's a long
were you T-boned or in an
No.
Like,
No,
what
it was
happened?
actually- it was in
How
your-
did you bust that rod?
I don't know, but it was in your truck.
Jammed it in the
I
trunk
think-
of his Sentra with 600 other rods, or Civic, or Prius, or whatever.
Bless
it is
your
that's parked
heart,
out
and that rod. Bless-
Yeah, I wonder if
I'm sure you had a
that-
rough time.
It was. Yeah, that was.
You got to get that on the first day. They're gone in like day 2.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Those rods, they do not linger, and they actually had 2 shipments come through in 10 days.
Still gone.
Yeah.
Sold every one of them.
Yeah.
I still have mine, and it's not broken.
Maybe we can work out a deal.
Mm.
Or I could just check with my buddy Todd Gaynor in a month, see if he
misses you.
misses us.
Remember me?
Remember me, buddy?
I'm
Still
going to be
got them
looking for
rods?
something this year. I'm going to do some upgrades. The 11.5 foot, 12 foot feel free sisters I have.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, they're going to go up for sale.
Oh
I'm going to
man.
upgrade
Oh man.
something that's a little bit more comfortable for me to stand in. Not that I can't stand in them. I just want to be able to. I want to be able to feel a little bit better walking around in it.
Yeah.
What do you got in mind?
I'm looking at the new canoe. I think that it's super stable. Or if something can happen, obviously that Hobie Pro Angler is amazing.
Yeah.
Something wider. We'll just see what they have up there this year.
Is that the widest one? That Pro Angler, is that the widest?
I don't believe
Kayak?
so,
It's
but
not.
it is. I think in specs it's one of the widest.
One of
Yeah. I think the new canoe right now is the widest single man out there.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that, but that's what I hear say. But I've actually stood in it, and I can walk from the front to the back of it without tipping it.
That I find that amazing to be able to stand and walk in a kayak.
I've seen videos of people doing double Dutch.
Yep.
You know.
What?
Nah, I made that up.
You'll say anything.
That'd be cool, right?
Double Dutch. Brought to you by New Canoe.
The ultimate canoeing experience.
But, I mean, typically we go up there and go, on the new stuff and talk to old friends because we've seen it, for years.
Right.
But I think I have a purpose to go try to find something that I actually want to.
You ready to do some consuming?
I do. I mean, I think I have the money wrapped up in what I have in order to upgrade.
Yeah.
From two very good high-end kayaks to one.
Yeah.
I just don't know what yet. And I hear there's going to be that new, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's almost like a 4-wheel scooter thing that's going to be at the Great American Outdoor Show this year. It's almost like a giant skateboard with the handlebars.
A Quiet Cat?
Have you seen those? No. Unfortunately, I don't know what the name of it is. I see it on my Instagram feed all the time.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be at the Great American Outdoor Show. But their claim is that they can run like 40 miles or something crazy, and they're quiet and run through mud. They got really high ground clearance because of the way they're designed. Those are seriously something cool to look at.
Oh, I like it.
Here we go. Right? We're about to go. We're going to check stuff out.
I think that's about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, we got so much. But yeah, that's it for now. It for now.
We're going to call that a show.
So because I had a pretty epic end to 2018, we're not going to have time for the Better the Hunt topic hat.
No, apparently not, bud.
But
just make sure you go on over to betterhunt.com.
Go to betterthehunt.com.
Use the promo code
RutRiver20.
RutRiver20 and get 20% off your entire order.
all them bow mitts.
Yahtzee.
Get them up.
So very cool. And also, guys, I did get to talk with the Auto Connection guys of Lancaster and Harrisburg, and the 4-wheel drive pro guys, and also Lancaster Auto Care. You talk to Julio, he's the man. They promised that if somebody from Rutten River stops in, they're going to take care of you. So
I remember one time me and Julio were down
did you guys hang
by the
out?
schoolyard.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He's nice guy, super sweet.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no problem.
That
man.
broke Stevie.
Get him back by.
Just when I least expect it.
Oh, you didn't see that one coming?
No.
As soon as you said Julio, my eyes lit up.
Oh, my.
It's like, here it comes. I've been waiting for this Paul Simon joke.
I've been waiting.
Speaking of Paul Simon, if I wanted some beef jerky,
Oh yeah, that's a good thing.
Because Paul Simon loves beef jerky.
I don't know. Bucky does that a lot, where he just
Yeah.
Speaking of Paul Simon,
Speaking
if I was,
of the troubadour of
Beef
dried
times.
meats, like I always say, Paul Simon, troubadour of dried meats.
You gonna ask me where to go get that?
yeah,
I would definitely head on over to mfjerky.com.
Go to mfjerky.com.
Jerky, snack sticks, coffee. I mean, if
Mugs.
you need it,
Mugs.
hats.
they got it.
I love it.
It is good stuff. And if you use promo code Jerky Pursuits 15, you get 15% off everything on the website.
So, thanks a lot. Ryan, where can they find us?
As always, they can find us at rutandriverpursuits.com. The podcast itself, always available on Apple Podcast and my new favorite, Spotify.
I love Spotify.
Spotify.
Get you some. Also, we're available on all of your social media properties, Instagram, Facebook, and the Twitters.
Yep, that's a good
Check us out. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, Rutten River Pursuit Podcast.
Check out them YouTubes.
Give us a like, a tweet, a Twitch, a rub, a poke, or something. Say hi.
Yeah.
Drop us a line. Tell friends about us.
Write a song about us.
Do it. I wrote a song about it. Like to hear it. Here it go.
It's called Easy Raider.
Ah, the scooter thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Easy Raider. I don't know. It's going to be at the Great American Outdoor Show.
Come and check it out.
Speaking of Easy Raider, if I wanted to end this podcast,
Yeah.
how would we do it best?
We just say, see ya.
Ring 'em with us. Peace. Nissan Sentra.
All right. Ready?
Yep. Steve.
He's just stupid. He won't come in. He won't come to calls. He goes south. 5 minutes later, he's flying north. Then he's going east, and he just honks constantly. I have no clue what his problem is. I think he might have got hit by a car and he never lands. He just flies.
Hey. What's
But-
that?
Everywhere. I was still talking. He hung up on me. Atlanta must have called.
Yeah, I'm pretty good about going back and forth unless somebody T-bones me.
I knew something had happened after I called Ryan, and you didn't call back.
Yeah.
You came in, got your truck.
Lancaster Auto.